Shabbat Shalom, Kol Halal Yahal Bashemel Rashai Bahashim Kakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone, even the elders that came before them and taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers up pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. And the brother slash elder Shabbat Shalom and salutations to you all. Quick lesson on this, War of the Worlds. If I run this into a search right now, we all know what's about to happen, all right? And we'll get there, Lord willing. But first, I'm going to read this. 2 Ezra 6 and one of our all-time favorite. Then shall, let me see. Right here. Shall be declared. What is being declared? All right? And this is me, just bringing attention to what I see in a clandestine fashion, because this is a clarion call. This devil is signaling, virtue signaling, if you will. He's got dog whistles, all right? And his dog whistle right now is what? The truth. He's declaring the truth. Let me see, where is it at? Shall be declared. He's declared. He's using the truth. He's declaring the truth, using it as a dog whistle. What is he saying? An African American, right, which is code for the true Jews, right? Not the Negroes, right? The true Jews, the real tribe of Judah, somebody from the real tribe of Judah is coming in a spaceship, coming back for revenge in a hostile fashion. So what is that? They're declaring the truth. They're hiding it, of course. Really, they're hiding it under a dog whistle. Hey, you better get in your bunker. Right? Let's read this. 28. 2 Ezra 6 and 28. As for faith, what do we need right now? What do we got to step out on right now? Well, here we go. It's flourishing. It shall flourish. Here we are. We're in this time. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, right? Who overcame corruption? The hopeful elect, the men of the elect, right, are not gonna bow the knee to Baal. The specific number, and the truth, which hath so long been without fruit, shall be declared. Well, you got the devil, right? It's causing, let's see. What is it? Tongue. What is it, tongue? Tongue. To fall. Tongue to. Okay. What does it mean? That, okay, all you got to do is go to TikTok to understand what's streaming. African American aliens are coming in a spaceship towards Earth in a hostile fashion. Psalm 64 and 8. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. We know what we see. War of the Worlds. Why now? I'm not even going to type anything in. Not 25, none of that. Not Ice Cube. Just plain old War of the Worlds. And where do we go? I didn't type in the fucking Ice Cube. See? Let me get that out of there and let's try it again. Because I didn't do that. Let me make sure. War of the Worlds and boom. Okay. Ice Cube comes up. Hey, look, Negros. Here's what we want you to see. Don't listen to those prophets. Listen to us describe the story that's in the Bible. But don't believe this nigga, this guinea man. Believe this nigga that we got right here. You know, your favorite. We've been waiting. We groomed this nigga. Right out of the fucking ghetto. Listen to Hear Ye Him. Listen to Barabbas, nigga. Lead you astray. The War of the Worlds, we've been breaking it. Suddenly it's all Ice Cube. Why? Look at this. This nigga. Look at that. He's the alien. War of the Worlds live on stage. Complete horror. Emergency warning to black people. 1 day ago. We got to look at this. Let's look at this. Amazing Lucas. We're going to look at this. Salakia. I'm just kind of out here. Just take a look at this.
Wow.
Salakia.
Oh my goodness. So listen, I don't do movie reviews.
All right, so the Amazing Lucas, 1 day, emergency warning to black people, War of the Worlds. We already know what War of the Worlds is about. So what can you do? Tell us that Ice Cube starred in it, and Neil whatever, Eva Longoria, Evil, right?
On this channel, and I don't want you to consider this as one. I want you to view this video as more of a public service announcement, because I want to warn black people so that they don't have to go through the trauma that I just went through, okay?
This is part of World War III if you don't understand. World, see the word world, war, 3 on your black ass mind, black people. World War III on black people. You better wake the fuck up. All right? This movie, right? The script is called the Bible, not the other fucking way around.
Maybe if I can save some lives out there, this is the reason for this video. So there is a video with Ice Cube as the star of the movie for 2 hours. War of Worlds. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. But I heard a lot of bad reviews, people, dogging on the movie. And I'm thinking to myself, people just, they just want to hate a black man to succeed, okay? They just want to hate our shine, our excellence. And this is not one of those movies, okay? Let me just say that. I don't know who thought it was a smart idea to give a 2-hour film dedicated to the acting chops of Ice Cube.
I know. Let's see. Stand now. What do we see going on here? What do we see? Isaiah 47:12. Keep on then with your magic spell. This is a magic spell. Okay, that movie. And with your many sorceries which you have labored at since childhood. Hollywood. Perhaps you will succeed. Perhaps you will cause terror. Make someone afraid of you, inspire. What? This is a thriller. War of the Worlds is what? What kind of movie? It's a thriller. Inspire terror. Cause trembling. Inspire terror. What are you doing here? Frightening your enemy. Well, who's your enemies? Keep all your magic spells and charms you have used since You are young Hollywood. Perhaps they will be of some help to you. Perhaps you can frighten your enemies. Who are your enemies? Let's get the list out here. Psalm 83. Perhaps you. Who is you? Who is you? You is Edom. You is you damn, okay? Where do we come from? Can I just flip it back? Probably. Let's see. No, not gonna let me, huh? All right. Keep on then with your magical spells and with your many sorceries. Who is that talking to? Okay. This is talking to our adversary. Our adversary, his enemy is who? Us. So when we go here, I know you're confused because, okay, who are our enemies? Right? Who's that? Look at this. Look at this. Here are our enemies. Psalm 83 and 6. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the Hagarenes, and on down the way. All right, and guess what? They're a goddamn bunch of witches. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Now, this, what does that bring up? This brings up, stand now with your witchcraft. Right? What are you supposed to do with that wicked witch? Right? There was a famous witch, right? And where did she live? You think, just like Salem, right? Is Sabrina, the teenage witch, is she the only witch that lives in Salem, Massachusetts? Or is Salem full of witches? And they gravitate towards that. The energy is near a body of water, right? You go to Endor, you got to bring plenty of motherfucking water to throw on a bitch. Anyway, witchcraft is what we're dealing with, all right? High-level witchcraft. And this guy, what do you think Ice Cube is? Ice Cube is a high-level witch that he's on, right? He's betraying his own people and has been for years. So play a little more.
Okay, I don't know who that person is. That person should be fired. They should be straight to jail, in prison for the rest of their life.
That dude is casting a spell on niggas right now. Ice Cube made it, y'all. He made it. We gotta listen to him. He gonna tell us to go get to see it, and we gonna do it.
To the Phantom Zone with General Zod. That's what I'm talking about. Damn. Because as we know, Ice Cube is a 6-time, Oscar
nominated witch, right? You know?
3-time winner actor, right?
How many times? This nigga done accepted an Oscar. Has this nigga got an Oscar? Which is the reward for a job? Shit. I won't even go there.
No, no, he's not at all. I don't know where anyone got that from. Okay, the last thing I remember Ice Cube was like when it was Daddy Daycare and he was doing that. Nevertheless, this movie is absolutely horrible. Okay, so I know many black people are like, yo, I'm gonna support Ice Cube. I'm gonna support his stuff. You know, we gotta help each other out. No.
They want it to be horrible. They want to slip it under the radar. Why? And I'm gonna get up off of it. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Let me see. His name. No. They call that. Well, there are many names for it, and I can't think of one right now. It's called. Predictive. Let's call it. That's the only one I can think of. Right. Predictive programming. What is predictive programming? Is the original name for a former method for program specific and refinement, more recently called practical theory of programming. Not really what I want to hear, but it's a program. Oh, when you watch a television program, right? It's within the name. What's going on? The action is within the name itself. Predictive programming, what? Movies. They're using these movies for what? See, now, this ain't even saying what it is. Predictive how movies, books, and TV. Okay, predictive programming is theory that the government or other higher-ups are using fictional movies or books as a mass mind control tool. There we go. That's good enough. We can go with that. All right? So when we get here, what is this being used for? All right? Predictive programming. This movie is being used. Movies, it says, the government is using movies as a mass mind control tool. So this is mind control, MK Ultra, right? As was driving down the street in my 6 Falcon, jocking the bitches, slapping the hoes. Okay, that's where this nigga got his start. And now he done made his Will Smith status. Parents just don't understand. Made it to War. What? War of the World. What was it? No, that was what did he do? He did Independence Day, which is War of the Worlds, right? What's going on there? Is not Independence Day War of the Worlds? Who did it? A rapper that they use. Parents just don't understand. Fuck them. Parents just don't understand. Fuck the police. I'm riding down the street in my 6 Falcon. Right? War of the Worlds. What world? The world of Israel. Right? And the world at large. Okay? Examine where we started at. Okay? So let's go back here. 2 Ezra 6 and 28. The truth shall be declared. 2 Ezra 6 and 28, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. The truth shall be declared. What is the truth? Here's the truth. War of the Worlds is the truth. What is War of the Worlds about? African American, right? Which means tribe of Judah, alien, A-L-I-E-N. So a God, right? Alien stands for God. So a God from the tribe of Judah, a God from the tribe of, if we're reading from right to left as we do in Hebrew, a God from the tribe of Judah, right? Chariot, spaceship, hostile. Here's where we are. Hostile. Hostile means revenge. Okay. Now, who is this? Who is this? From the tribe of Judah. Who is this that cometh from Edom? Right? Who surely sprung out of Judah, right? There is only one good, and it's not me. I'm a God, but not my dad, right? Let's get this right here. Where is this in the scriptures? Before we go there, let's go here. This is the truth that they declared, right? What did Avi Loeb say? Oh, well, there's a spaceship, hostile alien spaceship on its way to, nigga, how do you know it's hostile? Let's find out. Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom? That tells you the target. This is why Avi, you scale, oh, it's hostile to you. With dyed garments from Basra, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. What is that? That's the spaceship. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. There's your Yahushua from the tribe of Judah. Right? Is he mad? Let's find out. Is this a hostile mission? We can just jump down here. Let's just jump down to this word right here. Right? Where else do you find this word? In the gospel, right? In the gospel of Jesus Christ. This word is in there. Right? The gospel of Jesus. But the gospel. The gospel. That is the gospel. The most important word in the gospel, right, is what? I'm gonna type this in. Salaki. Well, I'm on my phone real quick because otherwise this won't work. The gospel. Where, this is AI, is the gospel found in the Bible? Chapter and verse. P-E-R-S-E. Old Testament. Question, AI. Okay. They got it all wrong. Right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not even going to read that. Acceptable day of hold on now. Let's see what we got. Is this not the gospel? Is this not the gospel? That's the most important word. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power to comfort all that mourn. Wait a minute. Is this not the gospel? Here's the most important word in the gospel. The day of vengeance. Is this not the Most High's plan? How about that? Now that we understand the most important word, which is this, let's set it up. The acceptable day, acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance. Now, go back here. What's this word? There it is, the day of vengeance. What's that? Right back to the gospel. Right? Now, why did I go there? Right. That's the hostile. How do you know it's a hostile alien? Well, we're reading it. Look, this is what this is about. Here he comes. Who is this that cometh? They're looking in the sky right now. Oh shit, who is oh shit. They're looking in the sky. Here he comes. Damn. Right? They see him coming down, and then he's going to start tearing shit up. They know who's coming. This is how they know, right? It's hostile. For the day of vengeance. See, this is why they're mad at us. Why are they mad at us? Because it's hostile to them and we're being saved. What do you think, Jake? What do you mean, African American? That's me. You mean they look like me and somebody's coming that looks like me? They gotta be coming to save it. Jake figured it out. The girl, she figured it out immediately, speaking in the spirit. They gotta be coming to save us out of this fucking fucked up position. So that's a clarion call. That's this guy speaking in code, right? Let's get that real quick. This nigga's winking with his finger. Come on. Proverbs 6:13. He winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with his finger. He does what? African American alien spaceship. Hostile. This is what he's putting on his Urim and Thummim, this multimedia MK Ultra mind control program called the television and the internet. This is him. Emergency warning to black people. This is what comes up. Avi Lowe, 9 days, 10 days, here come the Negroes. Look what I put. African American alien spaceship hostile. African American means the real Jews. Alien means a god, which a Jewish god is Yahweh in a spaceship, hostile. He's coming back for vengeance. Scientists, nine days ago, scientists think an alien craft could be headed towards Earth. At what point does it go threat? Hostile alien threat 10 days ago. Harvard's Avi Lowe warns of potentially hostile alien threat hidden in an unknown space object. Two days ago. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. They know what this is. They know that this is about our salvation. Look at this. 13 days ago, suddenly we got to tell the truth. What is this? What is it? One of those guys came out and said that they're going to do the Insider. Claims Project Blue Beam Fake Alien Invasion on November 27th. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing Project Blue Beam. Look at that. You gotta check these bitches. What does that bring up? Year ago, 6 months, upcoming 2027, 4 years, 3 years, 6 years, 15, Maduro, Netanyahu, floating city. That's Blue Beam right there. With the floating city in the sky. Unless that's a big ass chariot. 2 months. Two weeks. 2 weeks ago. Okay, Trump told some mysterious answers on UFO New Jersey sightings. How old is this? Blue Beam. I'm gonna go ahead and close. Just kind of, looking at the current events, where this thing is going. That's all we can do. Look at this.
Imagine waking up to a sky painted with glowing ships and heavenly visions, too vivid to dismiss. For some, this recalls Project Blue Beam, a theory where governments, not aliens, orchestrate illusions so real they grip the entire world in awe and confusion. Whispers say satellites ready the stage, testing with mysterious signals and bizarre reports. Is it all mere fantasy, or the quiet rehearsal for tomorrow's headlines? When the skies unfold, will we question or simply believe what we see?
Starlink is ready. Right? Anyway. Yeah. Let no man deceive you. Let's go there. I'm gonna get out. We're at the time, right, where this devil, right, we're well into what they call the polycrisis. I might call it that. Polycrisis. Never let a polycrisis go to waste. Polycrisis. Polycrisis go to waste. All right. Oh, and I forgot how I was getting. Take a look at that. I know. Never let a good polycrisis go to waste. We'll get out right here. Here comes all this shit. Half of it is real, half of it is not. All right, stick to the script. Matthew 24:4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Why? Because there's going to be a whole lot of deception going on out here. Why? Damn. Just great deception. Okay, I won't even go into it. All right, part of that deception, Blue Beam. Okay, part of that deception, just false camps, right? False camps, man, are going to turn you in because they know, right, who are the Most High's chosen. They know these false camps, so they're working with Esau. They qualify as our enemies, right? So a bunch of them are about to fall in our face. Anyway, insider claims. Let's see. We didn't even investigate that. I'm going to go ahead and close 2 weeks ago. This is Kyle Kulinski's wife.
We don't have a lot, but thanks to Miranda Devine over at the New York Post, recently sat with Donald Trump and with Tulsi Gabbard, and to her credit, actually followed up on the New Jersey drone situation and got some very mysterious answers from the two of them. Let's start with Trump's.
I wanted to ask you about drones. We had the issue in New Jersey before the election where
Let no man deceive you. This whole drone thing is about deception because you got the chariots of Israel, right? You got to understand, you got to be able to discern real from fugazi.
all these people thought UFOs or an attack of the killer drones. And I believe you were doing something about.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
I know who. I can't tell you who it was and what it was, but
Yeah.
I can't really tell you. I'd love to tell you actually, but it's not a big deal.
It's not something frightening.
No, but I just, so obviously it's something that I know about, and it's not a problem at all.
It was legal.
Oh yeah, that was it.
There's a black man, African American, in a spaceship coming back. See, he already understands that. This is part of the club. Well, we got to get our shit in place right now. We got to get our Starlink so we can perform this hoax on everybody and get them to believe, right, that we're under attack. We got to get these niggas down here.
So, as you can see,
Just overwhelmed by the transparency of this administration.
well, UFO people are mad because, here's the thing that I've realized with the Trump.
Why is everybody talking about UFOs right now? When not too long ago, you needed that lobotomy, we had to put you away, like Rosemary Kennedy, right?
Did, because this fits with Epstein, they winked at large parts of the internet,
Mhm.
and they made people very excited.
Yeah.
And then they came in, and it's the same old crap,
Mhm.
right? So here he says, I can't tell you what it was. I'd love to tell you, actually, but it's not a big deal. It's not a problem at all. Okay.
And Epstein didn't kill his wife. Whatever.
You can't take a whole lot of that to the bank, but I actually thought that Tulsi Gabbard's comments were the most interesting. Obviously, she's the director of national intelligence. Here's what she had to say.
Strange objects over New Jersey were drones.
I still have a lot of questions around that.
Yeah.
I've heard what the public official line is. I just personally still have a lot of questions that are
This must have been before the election.
answered
Yeah.
because it wasn't just New Jersey; it was happening in different parts of the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Happened in different parts of the country. Wasn't just New Jersey. I mean, you'll remember we covered it here. Remember we had Richmond. By the way, for the skeptical, as I know you are,
All of this is in preparation for what they're about to do. They're announcing a time. Oh, well, they should be here on the 27th of it. Yahushua should be here on this day. Wait a minute. We know about exacting times.
for what Rich McHugh had to say here about how the state cops, local police
Mhm.
were all freaked out. The orbs, the drones, whatever they were. Then it eventually came out from Trump. And what did he say? He was like, oh, well, we knew what they were all along. We couldn't just tell you. I don't believe that for a second. There was also, what was it? An Iranian mothership was off the coast at one point, which was floated by a Republican
Iranian
congressman.
mothership.
Yes, the Iranian military, which really proved itself during the 12-day war.
Mhm.
If you put that all together, we still have no idea. I mean, listen, everyone I know is going to the Black Project theory, the secret government and all that. It is theoretically possible. I remain deeply skeptical, just because, again, of the way that we saw movement, of the way that the federal government also initially reacted. It was incredibly sketchy. There was no FAA guidance or anything that had been issued. Also, just in the way that the drone,
This is 23 hours ago, so everything is going what? Spaceships. Why are they pulling we got to pull up that shit that happened 6 months ago today. Why? Because everything's going An African American, not the Negroes, is driving a spaceship. He's coming back and he's mad.
Projects the way that they operated whenever they were approached, by the state and local aircraft and by law enforcement. It remains one of the craziest episodes, I think, in more recent,
And as all this shit is coming out, Negroes are going to catch hell on the ground here. Don't you know there's a nigga coming to kill us?
memory. And of course, it just gets totally put under the rug. What do you think?
Yeah, and to your point about winking at the internet, with Epstein, specifically with Trump, it was more of a wink because he always was a little like, I don't know, privacy and maybe not. UFOs, he was explicit.
Yeah, I know.
I pulled up the quote from 2024 Lex Friedman podcast. He promised, if elected, he would push the Pentagon to release more UFOs footage. He stated, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. I would do that. I'd love to do that. I have to do that. So this isn't one where he was kind of, and people around him were more.
Well, you have to do it. You got to explain this shit right now. While you're trafficking humans and children and drugs, right? Carried it through the bloodstream. While all that's going on, there's an alien invasion, and somehow Negroes are at the forefront of it. Explain this shit.
No, whenever he got asked this question, he was very direct. And so here we are in August.
I mean, this is at the top of the news. This is on top of War of the Worlds, is on top of Epstein Files. A black man in a spaceship, an African American.
Of 2025 and August 7th of 2025, and now it's, I can't tell you, but trust me, there's nothing to worry about here.
I mean, one of RFK Jr.'s do you remember Bob Malone? He was on the RFK podcast, on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's the guy who did the mass psychosis thing. The inventor of mRNA, whatever. Yeah. All right, so I believe he was appointed to a position by RFK Jr. So he recently said on a podcast that RFK Jr. had, quote, received a classified briefing on UFOs, UAPs, and whether they could be interdimensional beings or time travelers. Malone said that a federal investigator told him, quote, alien encounters are ramping up and confirms that they are real.
How do you put those two things together? mRNA and UFO sightings ramping up. How do those two things come together? We'll have to look into that.
Listen, you can, I don't know whether that's true or not.
Yeah.
RFK Jr. has come out. He has himself, we could take a look at his credibility, but he's definitely somebody.
There was a big JFK thing with UFOs. There's a big JFK connection. Dealing with something was going on there. Okay? With the grave site and the fire and the whole thing, there's something going on there. There's a UFO connection to that whole situation. I studied it a long time ago. I can barely remember, but there's something there.
Who was in the room on the issue. And if I put it together with the public comments, it still remains one of total mystery, just in the way that they ran on the issue. They said they would release it. There has not been one thing that has been released yet.
I believe that JFK was post-Majestic 12. If Roswell was 47, that shit was going on 5 years after that, which is 50 what? Okay. 47, that's 50-ish. What was Kennedy? What was Senator Kennedy doing around that time to then give him the presidency, right? What is the most important thing? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. How does Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai travel in chariot? Chariots have always been here. They've always been the same threat that they've always been. So the CIA, when you understand the CIA, which was the OSS, what was it created for? For the UFO threat. How I'm going to close, but first, I'm going to ask Salakia for not having AI on my computer. It's an old computer, and I'm an old guy who, if change came about, I'd probably be all jacked up. But anyway, I'm going to type this into my phone, which does have AI. Just forgot what I was going to type in. I would have to back up the video to do it. So anyway, unless it just pops back up into my head. I was going to ask AI something about Roswell, but I can't think of it. Anyway, understand this. We're going to ask AI is there a fake alien? Let me. I'm just going to ask a random question. Is there a fake alien invasion planned for the near future? Let's see what it says. Nothing. AI. It's got to be a famous question right now. This is what it says. The question was, is there a fake alien invasion planned for the future? It says, reports about a fake alien invasion being planned for the near future stem from the Project Bluebeam conspiracy theory. This theory, originally proposed by Canadian journalist Serge Monast in the 1990s, alleges that the global elites are plotting to stage fake celestial or supernatural events using advanced technology to establish a totalitarian world government. The theory suggests this could involve using holographic projections to simulate an alien invasion, aiming to create global panic and dismantle existing social and religious structures. All right, so I'm going to end it right there. All right, so stay tuned, right? And, just continue to watch. And I'll go back and try to rephrase that question. Maybe I'll put it in the description, right? With that, we hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and sisters. Shabbat Shalom.